The crowd erupts as the lights dim, signaling the beginning of a battle that fans have been anticipating for months. The atmosphere is electric, charged with the anticipation of something legendary about to unfold. Two fighters, each with their own untold stories, are about to collide in a showdown that could redefine the heavyweight division. Jon Jones, the reigning champion, is known for his dominant reign and near-flawless technique, while Tom Aspinall has quickly risen through the ranks with his speed, power, and unrelenting drive. This isn't just another fight. This is a clash of eras, of styles, and of dreams. As the cage door locks behind them, the world watches with bated breath, wondering who will emerge victorious. Jon Jones, a name synonymous with greatness, has often been hailed as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. His journey has been marked by triumphs, controversies, and an unmatched skill set that has kept him at the top of his game for over a decade. From his dazzling clinch work to his devastating elbows and unpredictable movement, Jones has always found ways to overcome the odds. Yet, his last few years have been riddled with challenges both inside and outside the octagon. Now, stepping into the heavyweight division, Jones has to prove that he can conquer a new set of obstacles and cement his legacy once and for all. On the other side of the cage stands the young, hungry, and dynamic Tom Aspinall. In just a few short years, he's taken the UFC by storm, showcasing a level of skill and athleticism that belies his age. His fast hands, powerful striking, and smooth transitions on the ground have made him a nightmare for opponents. Aspinall's rise has been meteoric, and with every fight, he has shown he belongs at the top of the division. But this fight isn't just about showcasing his skills. It's about proving he can dethrone a living legend and claim the heavyweight crown for himself. The matchup itself is a tantalizing one. Jones, with his cerebral approach, may be the more seasoned fighter, but Aspinall's explosiveness and fluid movement could pose a serious challenge. Where Jones excels in strategy, timing, and adaptability, Aspinall's youth and energy could disrupt the rhythm that Jones is so adept at controlling. Every minute that passes in the octagon, the tension builds. Will Jones's experience shine through, or will the new blood of the division finally take the throne? As the first round begins, the clash of styles becomes apparent. Jones, ever the technician, seeks to establish his range, using his long reach and unpredictable strikes to keep Aspinall at bay. But Aspinall is no stranger to adversity. He moves with the grace of a seasoned veteran, quickly closing the distance and testing Jones' defense. The crowd roars with every exchange, unable to take their eyes off the action unfolding before them. Who will emerge victorious? Will Jones solidify his place as the greatest fighter of all time? Or will Tom Aspinall shock the world and carve out his own legendary story? The clock continues to tick down, and with every second, the stakes only get higher. Each fighter knows that the next move could be the difference between glory and defeat. Jones has always prided himself on his ability to weather storms, to push through the toughest moments, and come out victorious. Aspinall, however, has something to prove. He's not just fighting for a title, he's fighting to make history. As the rounds progress, the tension mounts. Neither fighter is willing to give an inch. The battle for supremacy is far from over, and the question remains, who will walk out of the octagon as the true heavyweight king? The end of the fight is fast approaching, but the outcome is far from certain. Every strike, every movement could be the one that decides it all. The fight continues, and we are left on the edge of our seats, awaiting the resolution of this epic showdown. The tension inside the octagon reaches a boiling point as the fighters continue to exchange brutal strikes, neither giving an inch. The audience is on their feet, unsure who is in control, but one thing is clear: this fight has escalated beyond what anyone expected. Jones, ever the tactician, begins to show signs of frustration, his movements slightly less fluid than usual. Aspinall, sensing the shift, surges forward, unleashing a flurry of strikes that catch the champion off guard. His speed and unpredictability seem to be throwing Jones off balance for the first time in this fight. Could the impossible be happening? Could the torch truly be passed here tonight? Jones, who's been known for his ability to adapt and remain calm under pressure, now finds himself on the back foot as Aspinall's relentless attack pushes him into a corner. The younger fighter's confidence grows with every successful strike, every moment where Jones is forced to retreat. This is the moment that everyone has been waiting for, the moment where the title could shift hands, where the rising star could finally surpass the legend. But just as it seems like Aspinall is about to land a decisive blow, a sudden twist sends shockwaves through the arena. Jones, with a well-timed, almost imperceptible move, clinches Aspinall in a tight hold. The crowd gasps as the fighters tumble to the ground, the momentum shifting back in Jones' favor. For a brief moment, it seems like the champion might regain control, but the drama isn't over yet. As the two men scramble for position on the mat, an unexpected turn of events occurs. Aspinall locks in a submission, something that Jones had not anticipated. The ground game, which many thought would favor Jones, is suddenly a danger zone for him. The crowd's energy reaches a fever pitch as they realize that Jones, the fighter who has made a career of escaping seemingly impossible situations, is now in a submission that could very well end the fight. Jones fights for his life, gritting his teeth as he desperately tries to free himself from Aspinall's grip. The weight of the situation presses down on him. If he doesn't escape, everything he's worked for, his legacy, his title, could come crumbling down in an instant. Aspinall's grip tightens, and for a moment, it feels like the world is holding its breath. Can Jones, with all his experience and heart, find a way out? Or is this the moment where the young challenger makes history? The fighters shift again, but the tension doesn't break. Instead, it only builds as the seconds tick by, each one feeling longer than the last. The stakes couldn't be higher. The champion's title, his reputation, everything is on the line. The crowd's roars grow louder, urging Jones to escape, to fight back, to show that he's not finished yet. But Aspinall doesn't let up. This is the moment he's been waiting for, the opportunity to not only beat the champion, but to make a statement to the world that the future of the heavyweight division belongs to him. The struggle continues, and with every passing second, the fight teeters on a knife's edge. The world watches, captivated, waiting for the next move, the next twist, the next shock to come. Will Jones rise from the brink of defeat, or will Aspinall pull off the upset of a lifetime? The answer lies in the hands of two men, both determined to leave their mark on the sport in a way that no one could have predicted. The seconds stretch on like an eternity, the crowd's roar rising and falling in waves as the fighters remain locked in their struggle. Jon Jones, gasping for air, is visibly exhausted, but there's a fire in his eyes that refuses to go out. Aspinall's grip is unwavering, but he's starting to feel the toll of the battle as well. His energy, once explosive, is beginning to wane. The submission that was once so tight begins to loosen slightly. For just a fraction of a second, Jones feels a glimmer of hope. With every ounce of his strength, he twists, forcing himself to escape the hold. The crowd erupts in disbelief. Jones is free. But as he rises to his feet, bloodied and battered. It's clear this is not the same fighter who stepped into the cage at the start of the night. The battle has taken its toll, and both men are a shadow of their former selves. The fight, now entering its final minutes, has evolved into something far more than just a title match. It's a test of will, of survival, of who can endure the most and push through the pain. Aspinall, frustrated but unrelenting, charges forward one last time, throwing a barrage of strikes in a desperate attempt to finish the fight. Jones, his reflexes now slower but still sharp, parries and counters, his experience guiding him. He lands a counter left hook that rocks Aspinall. The younger fighter stumbles, and the crowd gasps in collective awe. Jones, sensing the opportunity, presses forward with a barrage of his own, each strike calculated, deliberate, and deadly. It's the kind of display that only someone with his experience could pull off under such pressure. Aspinall, dazed and fatigued, tries to defend, but his body is failing him. In a moment that seems to defy the laws of time, Jones seizes the opening and lands a crushing elbow to Aspinall's temple. The sound is sickening. Aspinall drops like a stone, his body crumpling to the canvas. The referee steps in almost immediately, signaling the end of the fight. Jones, despite the damage, stands tall, his chest heaving with exertion, his eyes locked onto the unconscious form of his opponent. The crowd erupts into chaos, a mix of shock, awe, and respect. Jones has done it. He's retained his title. But as the referee raises Jones his hand in victory, the cameras catch a fleeting moment, a look in his eyes that wasn't there before. It's not just the triumph of a champion, but the realization that the war he's fought, the fight for legacy, might be more than just about his own glory. It's the understanding that the future, embodied by fighters like Aspinall, is already knocking at the door. For all his dominance, Jones knows that this victory could be his last. He's pushed himself to the limit, and while he has overcome tonight's challenge, the fight for relevance in a sport that evolves with every generation will only get harder. As the crowd continues to cheer, a sudden flash of something unexpected occurs. Aspinall, still unconscious, begins to stir. His eyes flutter open, and a low murmur escapes his lips. He might have lost, but the fire in his eyes is far from extinguished. The young challenger, despite the pain, has earned something invaluable tonight: respect. And as Jones stands in the center of the octagon, soaking in the glory of his hard-fought victory, he knows this moment won't last forever. A new era is coming, and it's only a matter of time before someone else steps up to claim the throne. The night ends, but the questions linger. Has Jones reached the peak of his career? Or will the new blood of the division rise again, determined to knock him from his perch? The legacy of Jon Jones may not be finished, but the story of Tom Aspinall is only just beginning.